website, Handslight. And the way that he and I got to know each other is it was at Carl and Olga, their wedding on a boat earlier, I think, in the summer of last year. And Anthony was doing these incredible tricks. He's a truly wonderful magician. And as we were talking, he began to also speak about the work he did for Common Ground, which is a social service agency that talks about mental health awareness. And it occurred to me that this is a great opportunity for us to talk about these issues that so many people are afraid to speak about, because issues around suicide, issues around mental health, issues around depression, issues around addiction, all of these things, I can tell you with great certainty that what he's speaking about is all of us. Each of us has been touched in one way or another by these things. And it's my hope that this would be part of our stepping into telling a more truthful story about ourselves, and so that others can be helped along the way. And one of the things that I think that Anthony does, besides incredible magic, he also helps people make that incredibly difficult move from where they are to a place where they might be with a little bit of help. So if you want to be a magician in your own way, there's literature in the back of the church as you leave for the different branches where you can find some resources and people that can help you cope with some of the issues that I've just identified. And as people come in, I'm going to send them to the back. We're going to start because it's time to start. And I have a feeling that you have enough material just to keep us going for a while. So we're going to start, and hopefully this will be great. So without further ado, please welcome with me Anthony Grupido.
Ladies and gentlemen, watch carefully. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down, but stand my Before we talk about some taboo subjects, I thought I'd lighten the mood. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the oldest magic tricks of all time are called the Chinese linking rings. What we'll do is we'll take ring number 1, 2, and 3, and on 1, 2, and 3. The rings connect. Thank you, thank you. Let's see if this works. If you take all 3 of the rings, just like so, and you go 1, 2, actually I need some help. If I could get everyone to count with me on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This goes on for 20 minutes. There's still people coming in. No, I'm just joking. 1, 2, 3. All 3 of the rings connect. Thank you. Thank you. Watch the bottom ring as it goes from the bottom up through the air, comes around, lands on the hand, leaving us with 2 rings. Now, these are very important words, and I need everybody's help, and I'll explain what they mean in just a moment. I'm going to try and disconnect the rings. If I could get everyone on the count of 3, though, to say abracadabra, that would be great. On 1, 2, and 3, everyone say it, abracadabra. And give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you, thank you. let's take a moment there. How's it going, guys? My name's Anthony Grupido. I came all the way from Lake Orion, Michigan today. So instead of giving me a round of applause, if you guys are here currently, you should give yourself a round of applause, first of all, for making it out here. So thank you guys for coming. If you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit younger. I'm only 21 years old. I was born on August 28th, 1995. And I'll tell you one thing, they booked this about a year ago, asking me to come and speak. And it's a great opportunity. This is such a beautiful place. I feel great being here. And I also feel great that I'm able to come to you guys and educate you guys about some important subjects that not a lot of people want to talk about. In fact, a lot of people, when they mention suicide, in a lot of the schools that I've talked to, a lot of people that work with the schools always say, oh, we can't do that, because if we keep talking about it, it's going to make it worse. And I'm wondering, well, yeah, where'd you hear that? Where'd you read that? Because that's not true. A lot of people think that by talking about suicide, it encourages it, when studies show, in fact, that is quite the opposite. By talking about suicide, you do not encourage it. I think that you help people out. And for those of you who don't feel comfortable talking about it, you can call, you can text, and like you said, there are resources in the back of the room. You won't find any of my information there. Obviously, I'm not a call center, but there are professionals out there to help you, and I hope that I can inspire you to open up about those things and for you to help others, if you don't know already, how to help them. So why is this important? From ages 15 to 24, suicide is the second leading cause of death. So for people like me, that is the second leading thing. Which doesn't make sense to me. I feel like at my age, when you get all these, we're crazy college kids, right? And you're telling me that we're our own worst enemy at the end of the day? 1 in 7 high school students seriously think about about trying suicide. I won't say committing. It used to be illegal, actually, to attempt suicide. And then that's not illegal. That happened in the 80s. However, so I try not to use that word. I try to use die by suicide or killed by suicide. I also want to enlighten the mood. So as a magician, I'm going to do some different things. And that would lead me actually to call somebody up here. Can I get somebody to help me out? I just need a volunteer. How about you, sir? What's your name? Brooks? Brooks. All right. Give Brooks a big round of applause coming up here. Now, magic used to be a way to give people a holy experience. Now, they also used to burn magicians, too, so we're going to skip that part. However, I think it's important to realize that we used to use tools as a magician to give someone this divine or holy experience. In fact, one of a very, very famous story inside of the Bible was turning a wand into a snake. And then magicians tried to recreate that to tell people that they were holy. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to entertain you. I don't have special powers, I can tell you that. I'm just very, very good with my hands. And I lie for a living, so, all right. I have an idea. Brooks, can I get you a help? Can I get your help? All right, now, Brooks, how old are you? 5. You're 5 years old? Oh, man, that's how old I was when I was your age, so that's cool. Here, Brooks, would you pull a card out? Oh, keep in mind, Brooks, that sometimes magicians will force cards on kids. Do I look like someone who would do that? I do? All right, here, let's stand a little bit back for me so everyone can see. Brooks, I want you to pull out a card. It doesn't matter which one. It's a free choice. Perfect. Brooks, do me a favor. Sign your name on this side of the card. Oh, it's okay. I've seen this trick before. On that side of the card. So, can you sign your name? All right, here, I'll help you out. Now, Brooks, this is important. On top of your name, I want you to put your parents' social security and credit information. If you would do that for me. I'll help you out. You're doing a great job. Write your name right across there. That way, we know that it is yours, okay? All right. And everyone give Brooks a big round of applause. Doing a great job. And even scribble, it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. Perfect. All right, we're good there. It's only half the name, but it doesn't matter. Here, we have Brooks' signature. It's the only one like it in the world. Now, Brooks, We didn't set this up. I've never met you before. We're not Facebook friends or anything. All right, cool. I'll shuffle it up just like this, and I'll give it a couple cuts. Now, Brooks, have you ever helped a magician before? You have? Was he any good? Yeah? That's how you know it wasn't me, but that's what we're going to do. Raise your hands who has seen a magician perform before. Okay, so hopefully, I hope it was a good experience. If not, I'm so sorry. I'm going to take the cards and put them in front of my mouth. What here? What is this your card? No? How about this one? Or this one? No? How about any of this? No? This is going very well. The right way. I'm a professional. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Oh, that's so gross. Here, Brooks, open it up for me. No, I'm just joking. A single card, and this would have been a different trick tomorrow morning. The Ace of Clubs with your signature on it. There we go. Thank you. Here you go, Brooks. Here's a little souvenir for you. No, I'm just joking. Give him a big round of applause as he goes back to his seat. Now, as I was saying earlier, the word abracadabra, it's been used for thousands and thousands of years, and I was always confused because I feel like a lot of magicians don't know what that word means. The translation for abracadabra is to create what I speak, if you didn't know that. And that applies to everybody. Everybody inside is their own magician. What I mean by that is I've never fooled a person in my lifetime. So a lot of people see, oh, with magic, the card ended up in his mouth. He coughed it up from his stomach. Maybe he swallowed it. Or some of you just goes, I see how you did that there. You saw it on YouTube, maybe. But think about that. I create what I speak. Nothing has been created. This bench wasn't created without somebody talking about it first, without saying, I'm going to create this bench. Or you can create happiness in people's lives. You can create sadness in people's lives. In Harry Potter, you see them cast spells, and some of them with battle magic, and they hit people, and others are charms and things like that. So if I were to go up to John here, your name's John? How'd I know? Name tag, that's how I knew, for those who can't see. If I were to say, John, I really like your glasses, that'd be a great part of your day, correct? If just some random, hey, I like your glasses. But if I came up to, what's your name? Alex? But if I came up to Alex, I'm just like, that's a stupid white shirt. How's that going to make their day? I'm creating a reality. It's a nice shirt, by the way. It's a nice shirt. That's how it really is when it comes down to it. If you come up to somebody and you're giving them a hard time and you're bullying them, there's some younger kids there, so I hope that they can relate to this. As adults, I think that if you're still bullying, it's definitely an internal problem, as opposed to kids where some of them actually don't know better because you haven't had that conversation with them yet. But I'll let you do that at home. You can create these realities of happiness or sadness, and I hope that's what you choose is happiness, not sadness. Don't bring darkness into other people's lives. You can do great things for them. You can do random acts of kindness. A very, very updated term would be to buy the person's food from behind you in the drive-thru. Make sure it's in the morning, though, or else you're going to be paying like $40 sometimes. However, we're going to get deeper into these topics. But like I said, a lot of people came here in a mood that maybe some people were anxious. Maybe some people were scared to come, or they wanted because they are trying to seek out hope, or they're trying to find a solution. Inside this room right now, there are people who are dealing with mental health issues. There are people who might be self-harming, who might be thinking about suicide. And after the show, I ask that you come up, we can have a conversation. I ask, or if you don't feel comfortable, you can grab one of the informational packets in the back. You can call or text places to get help. This is very important. I want to try one last thing for you guys here, and then we'll get into the least fun stuff. However, I did promise to do a couple magic tricks, because that's what I do best. And I'll tell you the point that I wanted to become a magician. When I was 8 years old, I visited Las Vegas, and there was a magician named Lance Burton. He headlined for about 30 years in a number of casinos, and he did this effect right here with a bottle and a glass, and it absolutely blew me away. So I decided to make it my own. As you can see, I do have a bottle and I do have a glass. And I'll always take the two tubes. By the way, I can't touch the bottle or the glass. I have to get them to switch places. However, if I were to just switch them around, that's not magic. That's not cool. What I will do is take tube number 1, place it over the glass, and tube number 2 over the, sorry. When you're working with breakable things like bottles and glasses, it's important to keep an extra one backstage just because they're breakable. So what I'll do is I'll take tube number 1 over the glass, tube number 2 over the bottle, and when I snap my fingers, they will change places. Quite amazing. However, that's the easy part. The hard part